All right, people, I'm back again. But really don't, man. Really don't get like that, man. People are living in lasciviousness, fit the Lecrae. That's what it's all about to some people. You know, like, I hear it all the time, man. I get tired of this. And like, the more I start reading the word and understanding the word, I start seeing people like, I'm so blessed. And they start pointing out material things. Or their kids got all Jordan and Polo on. Look how blessed my family is. The clothes that you wear don't necessarily mean you're blessed. Like, people forget what blessed means. You understand? It's all about materialism now. They watch these stars and these famous people. They look so blessed. And probably more miserable than you. Having a form of godliness, but denying the one thereof. You ever notice how a lot of people that's wealthy, that start off with God, they start turning to motivational speakers after God has dealt them a good hand as far as finances. Now they're trying to tell you how to get where they are. Straight to hell. I'm just saying, man. I ain't saying they going to hell. They're trying to get you to go there. You got to work. You can't sleep. You got to be in the studio. You got to be doing this. I worked hard for what I got. God started getting further and further and further away from their speeches and their motivation. It's all about what they did with their own two hands. They ain't tell you about the other stuff they did with their own two hands to get there. Because they done lost trust in God. Now they didn't trust in what they can do. And then they start trusting in who they know. You know, I hear it all the time. I was watching a video, and it was Bun B talking about Jay-Z. You're like, Jay-Z don't wear gold and jewelry no more. How you sit with the rich folks? You start buying less and less things and stuff. What does that got to do with anything? I don't care. That man's still flashing other ways. I don't care what you say. You see how bad their kids are? How disrespectful their kids are? Have you watched videos in regards to their kids and Kanye West and them kids? How bad and belligerent they are. They got it from my parents. All stuck up acting. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better pay attention, people. Spare the rod, spoil the child. You understand? I'm telling you. They think getting in the best events, getting first class seats in the stadiums. You'll be surprised how rich people get invited for stuff for free. All they got to do is show but their purpose is all a show. I told you I want to see a Grammy Award show or a show. I don't really watch none of that stuff no more for real. But I want to see one show when they just take a lot of poor people off the streets and dress them up and put them in the audience. But they don't care about us. I say us, so I put myself in a poor category. God has chosen the poor in this world. Great in spirit and righteousness. The meek shall inherit the earth. Does this ring a bell to any of you? Fortune and fame means nothing to the Lord. It means something to the prince of this world. And he talked about that shortly after that. The prince of this world is going to be set free. And the prince of this world got a lot of people in his corner, on his side. Would you start realizing what this world is run by? The prince of this world, the high powers, spiritual wickedness in high places. Now, I'm thinking about above, too. Now, when I say spiritual wickedness in high places, I'm talking about in the heavens. Because every fallen angel is not chained up. But these angels need vessels. Just like Christ is asking for us to be used by him. And these demons are asking for vessels, too, to be used by. Judas was used by Satan himself, and Satan entered into him. A lot of these people are being run by Lucifer and his demons. And nobody wants to accept it. Nobody wants to accept the truth, people. These people are so far from it. And the thing is, Beyonce, where did she get her start? In the church. Little Richard, in the church. Many people got their starts in the church. And they go far from the church. Jennifer Hudson. Fantasia. Who's now really a black Hebrew Israelite. That's not a Christian. That's not Christian. I be having black Hebrew Israelites all on my page trying to convert me. Nobody can make me racist. Nobody can make me feel like I'm better than another person. You can't convince me of that because of the color of my skin. That's the children of pride. So proud of your blackness, or your whiteness, or your Hispanicness, or your Laotianness, or your Chineseness, your Japaneseness, that you're racist as hell. Racist as hell. Do you understand, people? I feel sorry for these people. But I ain't got no time to be dealing with them. I just glorify God that they still friends on my page. Some of them, they disown me after a while, but they all come with the same talk. The same verses. Like they rehearse what they're going to say to people over and over again. Because when you go to teaching to them, they like, what are you talking about? I broke it down to one guy. He was like, I need to research more. Yes, you do. You need to study to show yourself approved more. Stop telling them, they telling people to read these certain verses and meditate on them certain verses. And then start making them believe what they want them to believe that those certain verses mean. I'm telling you, people, man, this world is headed for destruction. The prince of this world is working in double time, overtime, triple time. You know who don't sleep? Wicked folks. They don't sleep unless they have caused someone to stumble. They don't sleep unless they have done something evil. But Steve Harvey said, I don't sleep. You child of the dark, you child of the night. That's why you don't sleep. I'm telling y'all better pay attention. The word tells you what to look out for. These vampires don't sleep. What are you? I'm gonna ask you a question. Unless you got a nighttime job, are you in the streets all night? I'm gonna ask you a question. Are you in the streets all night to the AM? You see, you can't call yourself a child of the light if you do your work at the night. He said it's getting dark when no man's supposed to work, Jesus said. So why are you out in the night watches? I know this. When I lived for the world, I was always out in the night. Let me tell you something. When I was younger, I went to the club expecting to get something out of there. There was no good intentions in my life. I'm telling y'all the truth. It was no good intentions when I was in the night. You know, I'm just being real now. The Bible is so very specific that you can really see a characteristics of people. You understand? Some people can't sleep at night. You know. But some of them are trying to be reached by God in the night watches too. Am I saying God don't look out for people that's walking in the darkness? No, he look out for them too. He said he sends rain on the just and the unjust. So he looks out for you. But the thing is, eventually, he's going to look out for you so much that you're going to finally accept him that he's going to draw you away from the night watch. And put you in the day watch. You understand? Pay attention, people. The word of God does not lie. Please don't become a Judas. Don't be chasing after fortune and fame. You know, just know, if your riches increase, it's for a bigger purpose than you. And it's not always about making a big church. I'm just being real. It's not always about creating the next big church. Now, if God was to bless me with millions, I would make a church of my own. so the people won't think I'm taking advantage of them. That's my thing. I would do it out of my own pocket. Not really my pocket, it's God's money. I don't want to take advantage of people just to get a big church. That's horrible. You got this big church and people are struggling to sleep in a house. Wake up, people. Smell the coffee. Don't be like Judas. Don't be like these wandering stars. What the Bible calls them. They was called stars in the Bible. You think that term comes from? But it's okay though. Wake up, people. Wake up from your sleep. Do not fall victim to the ways of Judas Iscariot. Do not fall victim to the ways of Saul. Do not fall victim to the ways of Solomon that didn't end too well. Stay the course, people. Don't fall away. Don't be like the Pharisees. Don't be like I love Christ and then get around other people. But you know, no. I done got into heated debates almost before the Lord say walk off with people who try to say something bad about my father. I'm very offended by this. You know I shouldn't be sometimes, but I should be sometimes. But I got to be angry and sin not. So I'm working on that. But people, stay the narrow route. He said, broad is the way that leads to destruction. There'll be many that find that way, but few take the narrow route. Few take the narrow route. Judas chose the broad way. Are you headed towards Broadway? You see, I look back and I watch old movies and stuff like that, and a lot of people felt the only way to get out of the hole was to become showmen and seek fame and fortune. But it's always about trying to make people look like, look at me, I made it. Look at me on the stage. Look at me. All right? Look at Christ. You see, the thing is, people, as a Christian, and the more you grow in faith, you're going to be a showman, but you're not trying to be one. You're going to be seen and noticed, but you ain't trying to be seen and noticed. You ain't got to try. They're going to notice you. You ain't got to dress all flashy. They're going to notice you. And some going to notice you and hate you. And some going to notice you and convert to Christ. But you will be known. But don't try to be known in the way the world wants to be known. You understand? Have a blessed day.